Hi, Chris here. Welcome to episode 2 of our Move My Dial series. Firstly, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the audience response to the last video. We hope the 4 challenge areas, our pillars, resonate with you in the same way we're hearing it from our clients and friends in our change network. Today we're going to start exploring why organisations struggle to move their KPIs due to the way they're organised for delivery. So let's start with our reference organisation structure from the first episode. At the leadership level, our business objectives are clear. Great. And for delivery, we're organised into a number of squads and teams. It also looks really good on paper. Some of our teams are practicing Scrum or Kanban. That's also great. Now, each team has its own priorities and relies on others to deliver. Look at the arrows. To that extent, I hear you ask, well, yes, just think about it. How many digital squads out there are viewed as cross-functional with a single prioritised backlog, but are only made up of a PO, UX designer, front-end engineers, and a developer in test? How many security teams are so small and centralised they spend nearly all of their time reacting to vulnerabilities and managing patches and unable to help ship new features? Flip that, how many delivery teams are unable to put changes live because they had to attend a CAB or complete a security risk assessment, maybe even needing to rework? How many times have great customer features been developed only for them to be delayed because you can't schedule training and handover into operations? The point is, you probably need most, if not all, of the capabilities in the functional teams to effectively and efficiently deliver value. I could go on with many more examples, but I'm sure you're all familiar with this. It's not a new problem. But it is typical, and a lot of organisations accept this as the norm. So what happens is you create teams and structures to manage the complexity of the prioritisation, planning and governance this way of working introduces. So let's look at the impact of that. Now, your business objectives, that are still so clear, become lost in a fog of endless prioritisation and planning. A cottage industry of coordination is created. And your team struggle to deliver effectively because of those handoffs and prioritisation conflicts. And there is another impact. People feel managed and disempowered to move the dials. They actually feel disengaged. And a functional structure compounds issues even further, because an understanding of the customer becomes fragmented. It resides in pockets shown here. We have some understanding in marketing, sales, in our digital squad, but it's fragmented. And hardly anyone speaks with customer services who are actually closest to the customer. We call this an activity-based way of working with dependencies across silos, where the focus is on managing activity, what we did last week, what we're doing next week, producing RAG reports. And there's likely to be another issue too, which is the data and insight your teams are looking at will also be siloed, not aligned to your strategic KPIs and linked to your customer experience. We'll be covering data and insight in a later episode. So to summarise, your dials are not moving, or they are moving incredibly slowly. Delivery is not aligned to our strategic dials. Delivery pace is slow due to the handoffs and priority conflicts. We have activity-based ways of working. Customer representation is fragmented with a shallow collective understanding of our customers. Our staff are not in a position to be trusted and empowered to deliver the most value possible to our customers and to our business. Data insight capability is not focused on our customer, their journey and our strategic direction. And we cannot measure an evidence value realised. So we end up on a slide that looks like a terrible act on X Factor. But don't worry, this act will be back. It needs a little coaching and support. Join me for the next episode where we're going to explore the customer centricity pillar in more detail. And in the meantime, if any of these challenges do resonate with you, then please contact us via the links on the screen.